Hello and welcome to another makeup tutorial. It's actually the second time in the past 24 hours that I've filmed this video, but my footage decided not to save yesterday. Love that. If you want to see how I've been doing my current go-to winter makeup routine, then just keep watching. I already filled in my brows using the Maybelline Build a Brow. For skin prep, I'm starting with my Rhode glazing milk. I know there's a lot of hype around this product, but I promise it's worth it. It works for all skin types, and it really does give you the perfect base for makeup. Then for even more glow, I'm going in with my Saie Super Gel in Roseglow. Taking a little bit on my fingers, placing this on the higher points of my face. As a dry girly, I even like to take this stuff under my eyes. Going in with one more glowy product, Glass Skin Stick from Peach and Lily. I'm just gonna place this under the eye and on the top of my cheekbone. Blend that in with my fingers. Always be extremely gentle when working under your eyes. Now that I'm as glowy as humanly possible, the rest of my products are gonna go on like butter. I'm gonna go in with the Haus Serum Concealer in Light Peach. This is my go-to concealer, and I always love a serum concealer, but especially in the winter, and I honestly rarely wear foundation anymore. You have a good skincare routine and a really good concealer, you really don't need foundation. And I'm just placing this concealer in the areas that I want to brighten or I have redness. Also like to reverse contour with my concealer. It'll give me a guide of where I'm going to place my contour stick later. Blending that out with my Morphe Aerial Foundation brush. Making sure I'm going in patting motions and not like heavy-handed swiping. I'm going to keep the product where I placed it. I feel like the key with makeup is just very gentle pressure, very gentle movements, no death grip on the brush. And once I get to under the eyes, I like to go in with a smaller, more precise brush. Morphe M132 concealer brush. I love the shape of this brush. It really helps press the product in, and I never take my concealer all the way to my lower lash line to prevent any creasing. Go back in one more time with the bigger foundation brush to further blend. Taking any excess on the bridge of the nose, in the eyelid and crease area. I've been loving this little baby face trace stick from Westman Atelier. This is the shade Biscuit. Most perfect contour shade for me. Leaves such a natural looking shadow. When I'm using a little stick product like this, I like to keep with the classic number 3 technique, starting at the top of the forehead and just making the number 3 and doing the same thing on the other side. Sides of the nose. A little bit in the front of the brow connecting into the eyebrow bone. Blending that out with my Patrick Ta Contour 1 brush, another brush that just does the work for you. I really do think it's worth investing in good brushes. The right tools will change your makeup game. Once I get to my nose contour, I like to switch to the Patrick Ta Contour 3 brush, the smaller, dual-ended, more precise brush. This is where I start connecting my nose contour into my brow bone. Just blend this lightly all throughout the upper lid. Now for the best part, I'm going in with Petal from Westman Atelier. I'm dotting this all over the cheeks and taking it up to the temple as well. Always take some blush on my nose to keep everything cohesive. Blending that out with my Morphe M202. Another brush that does the work for you. Hugs your cheeks in such a perfect way. Really like to push my blush into my temple and at the tail of my eyebrow, but that is personal preference. I take a little bit of Piggy from Rhode. Placing this one at the highest point of my cheekbone. I love the combination of these two blushes. We're blending like a freaking dream because of that skin prep. At this point, I'll go in with my Revlon brow ink, and this is what I use to add in my faux freckles and beauty marks. I like to go in with this now before my powder. That way the powder creates a thin layer over them and makes it look a little bit more natural. The only powder I ever use is the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Setting Powder. Just depends on personal preference if you use a puff or a brush, and I bounce back and forth. Usually in the winter, I just skip straight to the puff. Picking some up, always tap off the excess on the back of my hand. This is where I can really start to cut my nose, and why I don't really have to be too precise when I'm contouring, because I know I can go back in later and fix anything with this powder. I basically like to set the exact places where I put my concealer. Once I'm powdered and looking nice and airbrushed, I always take a little bit of Rare Beauty Exhilarate on a little pencil brush. Pop a little bit of this in the inner corners. Am I the only one that still does this? Like, is this so outdated now? I will always love it. Then just to add some warmth back into the face, I like to go in with a powder bronzer and a powder blush topper. This is the Fenty bronzer in Island Ting. Lightly dusting this in the places I put that contour stick earlier. And then just going in with that same brush and my favorite blush topper, this is Euphoria from Kosas. Just lightly dusting this on the tops of my cheekbones. It gives you the most natural, beautiful sheen. Setting everything into place, giving my lashes a generous curl. Sometimes I do leave it there, but I am going to go in with my Clinique High Impact Mascara in Black Honey. This mascara is just the most perfect shade, a mahogany reddish brown. Really brings out any pops of color you have in your eyes and looks the most natural. I don't usually take my mascara on my lower lash line. That is, once again, personal preference. Lastly, for lips, I've been loving Makeup Forever Artist Extreme Pencil in Wherever Walnut. I'm gonna line the entirety of my lips with this, overlining slightly. Going in with a bit of a deeper shade, this is Fine Line from Maybelline. Focusing this shade mainly on the Cupid's bow and filling in the outer corners. Blending that with my finger a little bit. Just to finish it off, I like to go in with a lip treatment. My current favorite is Strawberry Sorbet from Ole Henriksen. In lieu of a gloss, I like something in the winter that's actually gonna hydrate my lips. I love these lip balms so much. That is my current winter makeup routine for bouncy, juicy, fresh skin, even in these freezing cold months. I hope you all are surviving your seasonal depression. It will be spring before we know it.